Hello beautiful people, Stephanie here. Today we're taking a quick look at the Harmony Flutes Rosewood Low F whistle. This whistle has come to me from bigwhistle.co.uk, where all my Harmony Flutes whistles have come from. I've also reviewed the high D in Ashwood, Rosewood and Purple Heartwood, so if you're interested to find out more about these whistles, I do already have reviews. I will link those in the description down below and at the end of the video. As I said, all of these have come from bigwhistle.co.uk. It's a UK stockist of worldwide whistles. These whistles are originally made in Russia, and it just means that you don't have to pay any additional fees to get these whistles. They arrive pretty quickly if you're based in the UK, so it's a great place to shop. If you're interested to find out what whistles they have in stock or find out more about these whistles, I have linked the bigwhistle.co.uk website in the description down below as well. So let's take a look at the Rosewood Low F. Now, if you've watched any of my previous reviews on these wooden whistles, you'll know that this signature shape of the Harmony whistle is to start thinner, widen at the tuning slide here, a little bell shape above the tuning slide, and then narrow slightly as we go down the body of the whistle. The whistle is made pretty much entirely of wood, including the mouthpiece, the fipple, the blade at the front, and even the tuning slide. If I take this off, you can see that it's wood and it's sort of wrapped up here with usually hessian or some sort of cotton. We do have a few metal rings on this whistle, and these are for decoration and stability. It helps stabilize and reinforce the wood on some of potentially the more delicate areas. We have the Harmony Flutes logo embossed here in the front of the wood, and it's a beautiful color, rich, nice smooth finish. You can see the actual texture of the real wood in this whistle, and you don't actually find that many actual wooden low whistles, so it's quite nice to be able to play one for you and to show you how it looks and how it sounds. Now, at the moment on the Big Whistle website, this low F whistle is retailing at £300. There are some low Gs available and some high Ds in the different woods that I mentioned earlier on. My first impressions of this whistle are it looks absolutely beautiful. If you were to play this aesthetically in something like a Renaissance fair or a medieval fair or a music video or a live performance, especially something Celtic, this would really look the part. It's actually pretty lightweight. I was expecting it to be much heavier, but it wouldn't cause a lot of fatigue in the fingers and wrists. It's quite thick, but the holes aren't very distant, so I could actually cover these with my finger pads. So it's not a difficult whistle to play from that perspective. The tuning slide is beautifully tight, but still easy to move. I like that. There's no wobbling around on this whistle at all. It is very professionally finished, and yeah, I'm really impressed with this. Now, wooden whistles do occasionally need some oiling. I did make a video on how to care for and maintain different materials of whistle. Again, I'll link that in the description down below and at the end of the video, and it'll give you some advice on how to look after a wooden whistle if you decide to buy one. The one thing you do have to be careful of is the actual blade. Because this is wooden, they are quite delicate, so you need to be careful that you don't damage that blade at all, because it will affect the sound of your whistle. But otherwise, wood tends to be fairly durable as long as you look after it. So let's get into how this sounds. I'll go through a tuning test and a volume test now, so we get an idea of how loud it is on different notes and in different octaves, and how well tuned it is just right off the bat. I haven't played this at all yet, so this is not even warmed up either. I'll then play through a tune or two so you can hear how it sounds on slow tunes and faster tunes, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. So let's have a listen. can see and hear from our tuning and volume test and those 2 tunes that I played for you there, it has a beautiful, soft, warm tone to it. It's quite gentle. It's a little bit on that sort of magical side. It's great for playing, especially music that is Celtic and adventure based, beautiful slow airs and things. The one thing I will say is it does need quite a lot of breath. So it doesn't need much push really to hit the high notes, but it does need a lot of breath. There's quite a wide windway at the top here, and you need to put a lot of air through it. So it's quite an air hungry whistle, whereas it doesn't really need as much breath support or control of your breath speed to hit the higher notes. It really just needs the volume of air to go through this whistle. What I quite like is the fact that the tone matches the feel and look of the whistle. It is soft, it is smooth, it is a little bit breathy and textured. It's pretty well balanced sound-wise throughout. And it's not overly loud, but it's certainly not a quiet whistle. It's soft and smooth enough to play at home, especially in small apartments as well, without really disturbing your neighbours because of the lower tone, but it does hit some quite decent volumes. So you could definitely play this alongside other musicians. It's pretty well tuned throughout. I did need to open the tuning slide a little bit, but that is probably because I haven't warmed this whistle up just yet. It did get a little sharp on the very highest notes of the second octave, but that's fairly usual. Again, this can usually be remedied a little bit by the breath control that you use with this whistle the more you get to play it. This is literally, I've just taken it out of the packaging and started to play it today. It's not warmed up, I've never played it before, so I'm brand new to this whistle, but I'd say overall, it's pretty well balanced and tuned throughout. There's some good strength to the bell note and the cross-fingered notes. And the holes themselves are quite large, so that kind of makes half-holing really easy on this. You don't need to open the holes very much at all to hit those in-between notes for a more chromatic scale, which is really useful. For me, usually wooden whistles are less desirable because of the little bit of extra care that you need to take with them, but I do own a fair few wooden whistles now and they don't seem to be very problematic, so I don't really think that's an issue. Oil it as you're playing it over the first few weeks and months, and then oil it occasionally when it looks or feels like it needs it, or even sounds like it needs it, just to keep it in perfect shape. Again, I do have a video on this. I have linked it in the description down below. I'd say overall, I really appreciate the look of this whistle. I think the sound is beautiful. I love how gentle it is, but at the same time, you can push into this whistle a little bit. The fact that it's a bit on the air-hungry side does mean that you will have to maybe work on deeper breathing with the diaphragm to get more air into your lungs, to get the most out of each phrase that you're playing. And it might be worth planning your breaths throughout your tune, because you might find that you're out of breath with this whistle a little bit. But other than that, I think it's pretty fantastic. So that is a quick look at the Harmony Flutes Low F whistle. One thing I always like to mention is that Harmony Flutes are made in Russia. They're made by a gentleman called Pavel Mira and his wife in their little workshop. But obviously at the moment, the way things are in the world, it's useful to have that information to hand so that you can make your own informed decisions if you decide to buy one of these whistles. If you do, as I said, I got this one from bigwhistle.co.uk. I have linked that in the description down below and you can find out more information there. Don't forget to check out some of the other videos I mentioned, the review on the other Harmony whistles, how to maintain wooden whistles, and the 2 tunes that I played today, which were Adrian von Ziegeler's Adventure Awaits and the beautiful Song of the Sea from the film. So please do check those out, have some fun playing tin whistle, and I'll see you folks again really soon. Bye!